Alright guys, final prediction between Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz. The reason why I'm talking about this fight is because my channel is all about boxing and this is going to be a boxing matchup. Jorge Masvidal is making his debut in boxing with a UFC record of 35 wins and 17 losses. Nate Diaz is 0-1 in boxing, lost to Jake Paul with a UFC record of 22 wins and 13 losses. Let's check out their strikes in the matchup they had in their UFC fight, UFC 244. Masvidal won that fight by TKO. The doctor had to stop that fight due to a big cut Nate Diaz had in his eyebrow. I mean, that cut was massive. Nate Diaz has been in so many wars in the UFC that he has very delicate facial tissue. That's why when he gets hit, he starts bleeding immediately. But he's a warrior and the man likes to fight pretty much. Masvidal had an overall strike percentage of 62% and Nate Diaz had 41%. Masvidal landed 112 strikes and Diaz landed 43. Let's look at the stats where they landed their significant strikes. Look here guys. Masvidal is red, Diaz is blue. Masvidal landed 69% to the head, Diaz landed 53%. To the body, Masvidal landed 24%, Diaz landed 27%. And while legs, they don't even count in boxing. But this is what makes it very interesting. Majority of the strikes landed by Masvidal were on the ground. Majority of Diaz landed punches were standing by distance and in the clinch. Look at this, 76% was landed by distance, taking 23% in the clinch. This is what I'm saying guys, 35% was landed on the ground by Masvidal and 0% by Nate Diaz. So that means that based on stats, Nate Diaz does a pretty good job while standing, which this is going to be a boxing match and it should favor him based on these stats. Now as far as the matchup goes, I wasn't impressed with Nate Diaz's performance versus Jake Paul. His punches look so weak, but I'm expecting a different Nate Diaz versus Masvidal. We haven't seen Jorge Masvidal in a boxing matchup, but I'll tell you something. If Jorge Masvidal comes into this match with this attitude right here, check this out right here. This Jorge Masvidal that was taking bigger guys in the streets, he will stop Nate Diaz. I guarantee you that. My prediction for this fight, I'm going to lean towards Jorge Masvidal. I think he has the striking power to hurt Nate Diaz and potentially knock him out. Nate Diaz is more of a volume puncher, but I just think if Nate drops his hands, it's game bread. Who do you guys have winning this fight? I'm on to the next one. Peace.